Hello, welcome. You're listening to Season 3 of Narcolepsy Navigators, brought to you by Naps for Life CIC. Narcolepsy Navigators is a podcast for raising awareness of these fascinating illnesses through a deep dive into the lives and individuals living with narcolepsy, idiopathic hypersomnia, and Klein-Levin syndrome. I'm Kelly Boga, the founder of Naps for Life CIC, and welcome to our stories. Hi everyone, and welcome to Narcolepsy Navigators. I'm Kelly, your host. I have narcolepsy type 1.
And I'm Liz, your co-host, and I also have narcolepsy with cataplexy.
And today we have So from north of France, and the subject for today is growing up with narcolepsy.
Hi everyone, so I'm So. I have also narcolepsy type 1 from France, the north of France, and I'm 22 years old.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So how was your week?
Well, it has been exhausted week. I had a lot of sleep attack at work, which was really hard, but a typical week actually. It was nice. And yours?
Yeah, the week went really quickly, but today I went for joined a walking group and walked around the park. So I haven't done that in a very, very long time. So that was nice. And I took Bella, my new kitten, out on a leash in the Finsbury Park. And then it's so funny, all the dog owners were like staring at me strangely. And then two people came up to me and said how one lady said her daughter walks her cat, and another person said their neighbor walks their cat. Everybody else was just looking at me like I was nuts or whatever. But Bella didn't seem bothered by the dog. She wasn't bothered. She was just, I think she was overwhelmed because there's like so many new faces, and then the birds and the squirrels, and it was a lot of stimuli. But I think if I do it once a week, she'll get used to it.
Yeah, good plan. Oh.
And Liz, how was your week?
My week has been good. I've also had a really tiring week. I think even though it's my usual routine, I think it's because I'm the week before my period. So I've just been so exhausted. And I was very grateful when the weekend came around because my laundry basket was overflowing so much. Like I had clothes everywhere. I was like, God, I just need to have some time to actually do house chores, which I finally managed to do. And I've had a very relaxing weekend. So I feel a bit more refreshed now.
Someone put this up online last week, and it's so powerful. I must share it. And I just thought it just explains like everything.
Oh, is it the thing I shared on my Instagram about how long it takes to recover from?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was someone who we interviewed on the podcast who has IH. And I'm not sure whether they created it or they shared it and then I shared it from them. But it said things like recovery time from doing laundry, like 2 days, recovery time from going to the gym and exercising, like 3 days, like how long it actually takes us as people with sleep disorders to recover from doing different activities.
Yeah. So like, for instance, it says waking up 2 hours recovery, taking a shower 3 to 4 hours recovery, getting ready for the day 1 to 2 hours recovery, doing laundry 1 day recovery, cooking a meal 4 hours recovery, running errands 2 days recovery, doctor's appointment 2 to 3 days recovery, exercise 4 hours recovery, tidying the house 6 hours recovery, going out with friends 2 to 4 days to recover.
Wow.
And that laundry one just made so much sense to me. I said, that is why it takes so long to do laundry. 1 day recovery.
Yeah. And I guess it varies for different people and at different times, like whatever you have going on. But it's actually so helpful to think about that because you kind of forget that household chores, like how much effort they actually take, and afterwards how much time you need to get over the fact that you've just exerted all that energy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Is it like just a British app, or can we like have it in France also, do you think?
So it was a post that someone shared on Instagram. So I can send it to you. It's just kind of like a poster type thing.
Okay.
So you said you had sleep attacks in your job this week. And I was just wondering, what your job is and how they react to you having sleep attacks at work?
Well, so I'm working in a school, in a kind of business, promoting the courses that kids have to follow in the school. So I like communication, marketing, and business, all three at the same times. And so it's the first time that I have a job like respecting the narcolepsy. So I ask for only one office, to be in my own office, to do the nap, and like to be more focused when I'm working, because otherwise it will be an open space, which is annoying because there is noises everywhere, which is no way, like no way.
So
Um,
tiring to have to try
yeah, to
and
focus. I'm
yeah.
like really slow at work when in that case, like there is too much noises. So they do respect that. When I'm trying to be organized in my nap, I'm doing every lunchtime, like I'm taking a nap of 20 minutes. And in that case, I'm just in my office. Everyone knows that I'm sleeping and they like do not disturb me,
That's
which
good.
is really good. But when sleep attacks happens, it's especially when there's like a lot of rush in work. So they all look at me. They all looking at me in the way like, "What are you doing?" Because they never saw me sleeping.
Ah,
Yeah. So when they're seeing me, they're like, "What are you doing?" And then they're like remembering that I have narcolepsy. So they do respect that after all.
And do
that-
you think the sleep attacks were brought on by feeling stress or pressure over the past week?
Maybe pressure actually, because we had a lot of works. We had like a lot of things to do to handle at work. So maybe pressure actually. Yeah, I never thought of that. But yeah, maybe pressure.
And are they quite forgiving of that? Have you had a conversation with them about the sleep attacks?
Well, I don't know. Like, like I said, they do respect that, but they're going to have that look in my face. Like they're going to look at me and we're like, yeah, she's sleeping, but we need her. What is she doing? But they know, that their look is changing when they see me like that. Like for a few days after, they're going to maybe to see me in a way that she's just here to sleep.
Right.
That's kind of weird, actually. I never spoke of that with my manager, but we can see in his face, like he's just not good with that, I think.
So do you think he was judging you?
Yeah. Only now because we have a lot of work.
he knows that you have narcolepsy, though,
Yeah,
right?
he does. Yeah. I have a lot of accommodation at work. They do respect that because
Mm-hmm.
I'm officially someone who needs accommodation at work.
Mm-hmm.
He respect that, but I think he do not understand what it means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that will take a little time for him to slowly start to understand.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he's also like that generation. Yeah, it's in your mind, never
Oh,
mind.
okay.
So that's kind of difficult, I think, for him
Yeah, yeah.
also to get
Mhm.
that.
Has he said something that has given you that impression?
No, but in the look in his face,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's changing every single time I have like sleep attack. So you feel it. It's weird.
Yeah. It's like a microaggression.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's take you back a bit. Can you tell us when you first started experiencing symptoms of narcolepsy? How old were you?
Now I'm 22, but the first symptoms was when I was 9.
And when were
So
you diagnosed?
I like to say there is like 2 moments when I was diagnosed. So the process was really long. So officially I was 19,
Mm-hmm.
but unofficially I was 15 or 16.
Okay.
And the doctor knew that I was sick. He was kind of old at the end of his work career. So he was like, I was not like his favorite case, I think, of his work career. He wasn't into it. So he just thought that I was sleeping a lot because I was in my teenage era. So he really didn't care about that. He gave me pills, medication, who wasn't working because I was always asleep. I was anxiety because of what he was giving to me. And then it
Mm.
was like, there is only way. You might have narcolepsy. Oh no, what is narcolepsy? Like new. I was 15, and he explained it to me. And then he said there is only one way to know if you had that. It's like the liposuction. So I did it. When the result came, it was official. I was not in the French majority, which is 18. So he wasn't able to like transfer me to another services like in the hospital, because where I live, we have an entire area specialized just about sleep, and they wasn't able, since I was young, to transfer to that.
Oh, so
So
you had to
I
be 18 to access those services.
exactly I had to wait.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So officially, I'm diagnosed since I'm 19. I've been living with all the symptoms and everything for like 10 years, maybe 11, I think.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. How did you feel when you were diagnosed? Either the first or second time, or both?
Well, the first time I was confused. I was confused because I was young and I was thinking only one thing, like I want to know what I had, because I'm seeing all people of my age going out, have a drink together, which I wasn't able to do because I was all the time tired. And I was like just confused. But when he told me that you have narcolepsy, like test results are here, you have narcolepsy, I was like, yeah, so when is going to happen? I was kind of relieved, actually. It was a relief. And third time, so when I finally been officially diagnosed, I cried.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I cried because it was a new neurologist, and she's just amazing. She's still my neurologist today, and she was. How do you stayed for that time, like being without any medication? And she was so empathic with me. You have narcolepsy, that's official, but we have to do all the tests. But I will here for like to help you. We're going to test to do all the tests, but you're going to take also all the medication for it to help you like to have a better life. And yeah, I cried. I remember that I cried. She helped me to accept the narcolepsy, which is amazing.
That's really good. We always say that it's so important, that transition of acceptance. And it's nice that you were able to have a doctor that was able to help you through that, because a lot of people, they get diagnosed, but then they're just left there and then they don't know how to deal with the information because no one's sort of guiding them through. So you were very fortunate to have this doctor that guided you through.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people having that. And like, when I'm hearing this, I'm really lucky, because that must be awful for them. Like, they know what they have, but they cannot do anything about that. That makes me sad when I'm hearing story of people like that. It's just awful.
What did she do that helped you to accept the narcolepsy?
Well, there were like one appointment when I was asking all the questions I needed to have answer of it. And the first symptom I had was gaining weight when I was like 8. And I never knew that it was a real symptoms of narcolepsy when you are young. And I was telling her about that, and she was like, well, you had all the first symptoms when you were young. And I was asking her a lot of questions, and she took the time to explain everything to me, how it works in the brain, everything. And it helped me to understand a lot of things. So she just took some time to explain everything to me. That's how she helped me. She also told me to like maybe going to group support,
Mhm.
to go to association that might help me, talking to people, not being afraid to talk of what you have. And that's really helped me, and it's still helping me today. Like to talk about that, we have not feeling embarrassed about that.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I think that is so important, those two things. So having the time to ask all the questions you want to ask, and being told early on, like having a community of people with narcolepsy will help so much, because that's how you kind of normalize all your experiences, right? By hearing what other people are going through and being like, yeah, that's the same for me. I'm not alone in this.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. And there is like one group that helped me, by the way. That there is a French association called INC,
Mm-hmm.
only for like people with hypersomnia and narcolepsy. And unfortunately, those people who are in the association are all sick. So they do not have time to like help other people. It's just weird. So I found a new group called Wake Up Narcolepsy. Maybe you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 2 years ago. And it's been just 2 years that I accepted that I was sick. 2 years, which is short anyway. And this is the first time that I had a group support. And also, I cried. So, yeah, having people like you, it's just, you have that support. That's just amazing, because the first thought you have in your mind is like, wow, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
And just when you were talking about the struggling doing tasks, I was like, yeah, I'm not that crazy. Also, every single time I'm hearing people's stories and how they live the illness, I'm like, wow, I'm still not crazy.
Yeah. And it's so important to hear those things all the time, because, yeah, we might hear it once and it makes us feel good in that moment. And then a couple of weeks later, we have another really difficult day. And so having that repeated exposure to other people with narcolepsy can be really helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did your family react?
This one was hard. It's still hard. For some of them, I'm not sick. Like,
Oh.
yeah. So it's actually my dad who was worried about me. So I was like, everything started with a trip in my family in Nigeria. And from that, when I came back to France, I was always sleeping. And my dad was like, this is not normal. And I was gaining weight, which is not normal at the time because I was not eating a lot. And so for those people that I know me, I'm never late. Never late. I'm like always on time when I have appointments at school, never late. And so I was not taking the lunch. I was taking lunch at home at school. So during that time of lunch, I was like spending maybe 10 minutes just to eat and the rest just to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that day when I was late. And my dad was like, wake up, you're late to school, which is unusual for me. And he was like, there is something wrong. You're always prepping. If you do not remember what you are doing, like there is something wrong. So he started to took me to the neurologist. But still today for him, like it's just last year that he really understood that I was sick. For my mom, I think she's not accepting it. I really think that she's sometimes she's not here because she's like, I cannot understand when you're leaving. I'm trying to be here. That's weird also for her, I think, to accept that. But I have siblings who are really supporting to me. They're like been there for all my appointments. And sometimes I'm trying to explain to them what I have. And they were like, oh, there's not just sleep. There is a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
coming with that. And they want to know about that. But it's just like the most difficult part is with my parents, I think, today.
Mm.
Why do you think your mum isn't ready to accept it?
I think as a mom, it's difficult to accept that your child is sick. I think there's like, what did I miss? What I've done wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there is that part of, yeah, she's like, there is a part of her, like, as a mom, who's like questioning herself, like how everything did happen. So my child had to take for the rest of her life pills, medication. And she's sick. My mom has a few illness, chronic illness. So she knows what being sick means. So yeah, I think there is a part of her that who is maybe not accepting because she don't want to accept that she missed something in my life.
Hmm.
And I'm the youngest one. So I'm like the baby. So it's making harder for her to accept that.
Be feeling guilt around it, or not wanting to accept how difficult it could be to have a long-term condition. So maybe she feels guilt around it and not wanting to accept how hard it will be for you potentially.
Yeah, I think there's also that part, but I think she's just do not know what to do. Maybe she's afraid like to doing something wrong in that time.
Well, it's still early days. Like, you had the symptoms for 10 years, but you're just officially diagnosed not so long. So I think there's time for her to come around and time for her to learn more. And if she wants to, there's time.
Yeah, but there's that deny part.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
really don't want to accept that.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to Google what is narcolepsy. She knows from me what is narcolepsy.
She hasn't read it for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell people that it's hard for the family members. We go through the stage of grief, all the stages of grief, but they also go through the stages of grief. And some of them spend longer in certain stages than others. You just wish that they would just go through it faster. It can be quite frustrating in yourself because you're just like, okay, move on to the next stage. But some people spend a long time in certain stages. And this might be what's happening to your mum. So she's staying in the denial stage. She won't move on to the next stage of grief. And she has to go through all the stages before she gets the acceptance.
Yeah, definitely, because she's really supporting me in the projects of my podcast in French. She's like, go for it, you're going to help so much people. That's why that's also funny in both way.
What about your friends?
Oh God, thank God they're here.
That's
Thank God
good.
they're here because they're like, I can take nap every time I want with them without any feeling of making things uncomfortable.
Oh, that's good.
For some of them, they knew me forever, so they saw me growing up with narcolepsy. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, you can be so proud of what you're doing, even if you're sick." And they just like, thank God they are here. That's just I want to say that. Thank God they are here. The newest, because I have like few friends, like maybe from 2 years from now, 2 years ago from now. The first time I'm like saying to them, I had this. Oh, wow. What is that? Tell me more about that. Like, how can we help you about that? Should we have to do something? And when there's that moment that I have to take a nap, yeah, sure. Take the time you need to rest.
Oh,
They
that's
just,
good.
yeah, thank God they are here. That's what I want to say.
That's so nice.
So, a friend that I have now who watched me growing up, but also when I was young, I had like friends who was mocking me sometimes. That was the hardest part when I grew up with them because sometimes they are asking me, "Oh, should we get a drink? Oh, can we go get a drink now?" And I'm saying no. Then like sometimes some of them who are not friends with me anymore, who like took it personally. They think it's just because I don't want to go out with them that I say no, which is not true actually. And yeah, there is that good part that I have friends who were here, but there is also friends who wasn't able to like get that, which is what I lost a lot of friends for that.
Mm. But it's good. Sometimes God, mom, take people out of your life to replace them with better people that it's going to be better for you. But
Definitely, yeah. What's happened. Yeah, what
yeah,
happened is
but
this.
it's
Yeah,
it's definitely hard when you're going through it because, especially if you've known them for a long time, you expect more from them, and then it's disappointing when they think it's don't want to hang with them or you're being against them when that's when you're trying your hardest. So yeah, but then luckily, God replaces them with people that
yeah.
understand and are caring and supportive. So that's good.
Because of that, because of those moments, those sad moments. when I was growing up with that, I was asking myself, why me? Why I had that? Why it's happening to me? Like I'm not strong enough to handle that. Why me? How am I supposed to live with that? How am I supposed to have a social life with that? And I was young. I was in high school. I was like, how am I supposed to live just in simple life? Because I was trying to live in simple life without it, without the narcolepsy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't strong enough to do. And yeah, I was like those moments when I lost friends. I'm so sorry, but why me?
And what got you through those really tough moments?
My family and the friend I had at that moment, and the friend that I had during those tough moments were like, if they do not get that, get rid of them. Because you have to understand that you are sick and you are born with it. Like, it's your destiny. You just have to live with it and to show that you are strong enough. And there is that one friend who was like, you will never get rid of that. It will be with you every single time, every single day of your life. So learn to live with it. And since she told me that sentence, I was like, I have no choice. I cannot lose time to be sad of that. I just have to live with it and to show how it is my strength today. Because for a long, long time, it was my weakness. But now I'm strong with that. It makes me stronger every single day because I lost people, but I get stronger every single day. But I think it's the mindset that you was saying in your mind, you're okay. It's here. You cannot deny it. It's here. You just have to accept it and go and live your life with it.
100%. So, how aware do you think people in France are about narcolepsy?
God, they know nothing.
Oh no.
No, they know nothing. There's just only one thing that they know, like that I hate. It's a movie called Narco. And it's the story about a man. He just got engaged and he's just always sleeping. And he's struggling to find work. And he's thinking of to cheat on him because he doesn't have a work and just, he's always sleeping. But thanks to the hallucination he got, he's going to create a book to draw things. So everything is going to make him like bigger and like famous and everything. And they're just everything they know here. That movie, which is awful because you're going to see the man, he's eating, and then whoop, he's going to sleep, which is not true. It's not going to happen like that. And they all just, they know that. That's it. And some documentary of people with narcolepsy, they're just funny for them. Like they do not took it seriously.
So it's the same in France as it is in the US, as it is in the UK.
Really?
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say something different, but isn't it, Liz? That's just how TV has depicted it. Also with, Mr. Bean or whatever, and in the US.
Yeah, it's just funny when I say to people, just stranger people that I'm sick because I might be able to sleep in any situation. Oh, it's like the movie. You're sleeping like the movie, like you're going to talk to me and then sleep like that. Like, no, it's not that. It's more than that.
That must be
Yeah.
so frustrating. And so
Yeah.
is that film, you said the name in French, does that mean narcolepsy?
Yeah, it's the short name for narcolepsy in French. Narco.
Knuckle.
Okay, wow. And so they just completely, wow,
Yeah.
so bad. So the film you're talking about just completely misportrays narcolepsy.
Definitely. Definitely. There was maybe last year, there was not a TV show, but it's kind of a TV show. It's a show of people telling their stories, but different kind of subjects. And there was that woman who was talking about what it's like to have that. And when I was seeing the comments, people were like, finally, someone talking about that. Finally, finally, finally. Like, people want to talk about that. Just, I think they don't want to. I was asking to my neurologist if they knew people who were ready to like talk in my podcast. And she was like, you know, yeah, we don't have to talk that easy of illness.
Uh, it's
And
a
there is like
uh,
culture things of people not talking about their weakness, I think.
mm,
Wow.
so it's a part of French culture to not, it's inappropriate to talk about these things.
I don't know, but it's like a shame for them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think needs to change
Mm.
in order for society to be more accepting of conditions, illnesses, disabilities?
Open-minded people, I think. This is what we need actually. Now we need open-minded people because now people don't know a thing about a sleep hygiene means. Like they don't know anything. And I think that, yeah, even if you talk about that, it's one thing to talk about that. It's another thing to have people understand and get that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they have to be more open-minded and not to talk about every time about the same thing. Something like they get to go further and have and like do some research, be more interested about some things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And why do you think there is a stigma against health conditions in France?
Oh God, that's actually a good question. I don't know. Honestly, like, maybe like people are going to be like, they are sick every single time. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Mm.
And with your workplace, have you had experiences where they weren't supportive of you having narcolepsy, or did it surprise you in your new job that they were so accommodating?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'm now working in a school, and 3 years ago I was working in another school, and my manager at the time was really open-minded about that, but wasn't in like to giving me more accommodation. I was in an open space. I was just doing my nap like this, like in my
Mm.
desk, with people coming and going, which just was awful. But at the time, she didn't care about that because I didn't have an official recognition.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't care about that. She was like, yeah, that's not my business. Just organize your things and that's it. And yeah, so it was really surprising to going in that new job, having people really listening to everything that I had that I needed. And then, yeah, just it feels weird at the same time. I'm like, is it real?
Yeah, I know the feeling. And in my job, they're probably the most supportive job I've ever had. And it's the same feeling of, can I trust this? Are they really that supportive? Or, it takes a lot to, yeah, really trust in your job and be like, okay, they do have my back in there.
Yeah, having supporting people is just amazing in a way that is at the same times. And just going by about the judging phase that my manager has with me today, for people now, at least here in France, having narcolepsy is just sleeping and that's it. Like the focused part, the overthinking at the same time, and like forgetting everything at the same time do not exist for that. They're going to say, oh, maybe you should try like a method to help you being more organized, or maybe
Mm.
like you should try that and try this. And honestly, I tried everything and nothing works. But I think today it's like that, having that judging face towards me because they think I'm like not organized as a people.
Yeah.
And they do not know that because of narcolepsy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand the full picture and all the different symptoms that are involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
That's tricky. How did you learn to manage your symptoms of narcolepsy? You've mentioned medication, and if you feel comfortable, you can talk about that with us as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been on WAKIX, which is for a year. Amazing. After a year, awful. It
Oh no.
wasn't working anymore. I had anxiety attack. But then I took, I, I'm going to pronounce it in the French way, Ritalin.
Okay.
Ritalin.
Yeah.
Um,
It
and
sounds
well,
better in your accent.
Yeah.
really, you think? It's been 2 years and it's amazing. I know how to organize my nap. I know how to manage everything. And again, my neurologist helped me a lot. She's giving me advices, and she helped me like to organize my day when I am at work and when I'm at home, which is really nice. To explain you a typical day in my work day,
Mhm.
I wake up at 5:30 and I start my day.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
early.
Mhm.
yeah, because I start my day really early. In the case I go back to sleep, I know I will be like to work. So I'm getting ready, and when I see on my phone that I have maybe 10 minutes where I can take a nap, I take it. And then I go to work. And go to work, I'm working and everything. And I'm like waiting my lunch time to take my 20 minutes nap. And lately I've been like maybe taking 40 minutes of nap, which is huge anyway. And then I'm working. And when I'm leaving work, I'm going home and I sleep.
Mhm.
I sleep, I wake up, do my dinner, go back to sleep. And then I have to wake up every single night. It's like my daily nap. And this is how I work. And when I feel that I'm tired, I'm not going to be, oh, you have no, stay up, stay up. I take the time, even if it's 5 minutes, I will take those 5 minutes to have a nap.
That's a good system.
This is how it works now. Was the daily symptom I have narcolepsy is like more in the focus way. I forget everything I'm saying, everything I'm doing. Just like an hour ago, I was saying something to my sister, and she was like, "God, you're scaring me. I was talking to you about that like a week ago." I was like, "I do not remember." And yeah, and sometimes it is scary, even for me.
Yeah, the memory loss is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Because
definitely.
I don't know for you, but it's getting worse. I'm getting aged, and it's
Yes.
getting worse.
Yes, it does. It gets worse with age. 100%.
Awful. You feel that you're getting older, and then you also feel that you're getting worse with that, which is
Yes,
awful.
The
100%.
thing that gives me hope is thinking that one day there might be a cure.
Yeah.
So that's always what I go back to in my head when I start to worry about this.
Yeah. I think it will be for a long time, maybe, but yeah, there's like a hope. Few months ago, I went to the European Narcolepsy Day in Montpellier. It was
Wow.
in France this year, and they was showing all the evolution, all the studies that was they were here. There is also that the French doctor lives in the
And
U.S.
California, Dr. Minyao.
Yeah, he was there, and he was explaining everything, and really, it gave me hope. I was seeing doctors and specialists from all around Europe. There is moving forward. They're doing some things, and yeah, to go back to what you were saying, Liz, it's really giving hope.
Yeah. And so, how does narcolepsy affect your social life outside of work and things like dating or whether you have a partner?
I don't have a partner, and it's choice because I'm afraid of that. Because I'm afraid of how he will accept that. And there is this paranoid side of me, like saying, you don't trust people, you don't know how they're going to use you because of their narcolepsy, because of this moment of weakness you have during your day. And sometimes I'm not answering my friends for days on Snapchat, Instagram, anything. So they know how it works. And I'm like, if I have to have a partner, and he will see that I'm not responding to him like for days because he just forgot. He's going to end up things with me. I'm just no way. And yeah, I'm not ready to have that yet because I
Yeah.
have to accept that and to trust people.
Yeah.
All the while, my social life is kind of great. I'm seeing friends. We're going on a trip sometimes, and I'm the one who's always sleeping. Like there is like a seat in the car for me where I can like take a nap. They have a pillow for me, and like
Oh,
just I'm okay with that. The dating part is just hard.
hmm,
Yeah.
definitely.
And the right person will accept the narcolepsy and see strength in it, just to
Yeah,
reassure you
yeah.
when you're
Thank you.
ready.
Thank you.
How do you navigate social situations with your friends and letting them know your needs in the moment?
Well, I can give you examples. I have two best friends, and those two like, where I'm going some trips. I'm doing some trips with them, and so in the car they know like I have the seat, but when we are like doing activities, and I'm just like, girls, I just need 20 minutes. I promise. I'm just going to take a nap, and then I will be like, let's go, let's do this, let's do that. And they're like, okay, yeah, go on, do what you have to do. So they're like really, really supportive. There is also that part when I'm doing some parties in night. I'm always asking, like, is it possible to have a place when they just have like to take a sleep, a short sleep, quiet place? And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, go. Last year, I had a wedding of my friends, and it was a small place, and it was 10 p.m. and I was sleeping. I was feeling sleep. I was trying to say wait, but I wasn't able to. And I was with people who didn't know me. I was just okay. If you see me like being like that, it's okay. Just that I have like narcolepsy, and I was like that during the wedding. And one of them was like, just take the key of my car, go find a way, just put everything in the dark and go have your nap.
That was nice.
And just, yeah, I'm like trying to always finding the place, always trying to find a situation where I can sleep during moments, always trying to find a way and never like, I'm learning to live with that.
It sounds like you're quite open about having narcolepsy as well. How
It is
have you
normal.
got to that point, where you're happy to tell strangers and you feel confident with that?
I'm someone really honest. So I'm talking like that. And sometimes it came like that. At the beginning, I was crying when I was telling people what I had because I was feeling like forced to tell everything. But now I'm just, okay, I have this, I have that. I might be able to be asleep, just go for it. And just growing up with this is just normal for me. So why can it not be normal for people to see people sleeping? It is normal because it's illness. You have to live with it. You have to go for it. So yeah, I think I make it normal in my mind. So I think I have to make it normal for people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you been involved in any advocacy work or raising awareness in France or in another country?
I'm trying to. So I recently joined the French Association, which is really for people really supportive. I'm going to meet them at the beginning of October in Paris. So yeah, they're trying to do everything they can. So I created podcast to help them having more awareness about that.
Hmm.
But just this year, I'm trying to do everything I can to help people know. But I was just a part of the Wake Up Narcolepsy group for people like from young age to college. It's a group chat that we have of people from all around the world, like talking about their case, how they feel about, how they feel happy, any advices, and yeah, that's it. This is all what I'm doing, but from now I'm doing everything that I can.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm a fan of podcasts. 2 years ago, I knew that I wanted to do something around that. Like, I want to do something. And I was, like I said, I'm a fan of podcasts. And a year ago in my studies, we had that fake project we had to do on a podcast. And it came like that. I'm going to do a podcast about that. I love speaking, sometimes a little bit too much, but I love speaking and people have to know. And I want people to share their stories, to know how different we all are and
Mm,
how we're all going to live through that. And we all have in common, like the sleep. And I wanted to make people, those, those unknown voices, those unknown people, I
mhm,
wanted to make them a step forward to the light. I wanted to make them like their moment to just tell their story, because I was talking to a lot of people and their story is just amazing. And they're like going through a lot of things at the same times. And just, I want them to be put in on the light. And so I created Le Référé, which is called in French. I don't know how to translate it in English, but it's called like that in French. I'm releasing the first episode in 2 weeks. And I'm going to the idea is to receive people with sleep issues, sleep disorders, to understand what they have and how sleep hygiene impacts your life. And it's going to be translated in English, by the way.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
What's the name of it?
I will send it to you in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat. Yeah, so we can
I definitely can't spell that.
so we can
Yeah.
tag it. Oh, that's
I-
great. It's gonna be translated to English. That's nice.
Yeah, I have a friend who is doing translation studies. She's going to help me with that. So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, but the main thing is to show how France is doing things, because now
Yes.
France is in this position where she's doing nothing, which is
Mhm.
false. There's a lot of people in France who does have that, and I would like to really show to Europe, maybe the world, I don't know, how France is trying to change things, because they're doing everything on their own. All the labs of the doctors, they're doing everything on their own, and I want to really to show to people everything they're doing.
Mhm.
That's why I'm going to receive my neurologist to explain what is
Mhm.
sleep. Yeah, she's used to going on the radio and everything, so
Mhm.
she's going to come, and I think it will help people, and I wish it will help people.
No, it definitely will.
That's so exciting. Good luck with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you,
exciting.
thank you.
You have to text us to us when it goes live, and so we can promote it as well.
Definitely, thank
Yeah.
you. And I will send it to you, but you will see that it's a friend of mine who did the logo. It's
Mhm.
a brain, a lot of moon and stars. It's really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
That sounds really cool.
thank you.
Is now a good time for my favorite question, Carolee?
Yeah.
So I like to ask all the guests at the end of the episode, if you could press a red button and completely get rid of narcolepsy from your life and never had experienced it, would you do it and why?
I won't. At this maybe few years ago, I would say yes. But now it brought me here. It brought me where I am. It made me stronger. And everything which is happening to me would never happen without that. I met incredible people. And it's weird to say that, but I cannot imagine my life without that, because it really makes me stronger. In that mind where everything happens for a reason. And I was born to have that. It's for a reason now. I have to find that reason. So yeah, no, the answer is
Amazing.
no. I would never press the red button.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. It's been really nice to hear your story and all about your experiences of growing up in France with narcolepsy.
Thanks to you for receiving me. It was a lovely time. Really thank you for everything you're doing. You're really
No,
helping a lot of people. You have
thank
to know
you.
that.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you. And what we like to say at the end is happy napping,
Happy
everyone.
napping.
How do you say in French?
Like happy? What did
Happy
you say?
napping.
Happy napping.
Bonne Oh,
I
that's
bet I
nice.
butchered that.
Views and opinions in these stories may not work for everyone. If anything you have heard is relatable, please see a doctor for advice. Narcolepsy Navigators is produced by a team of volunteers working for the Naps for Life CIC, which is a non-profit group dedicated to improving the lives of people with sleep disorders through community action. You can help grow our podcast and join our sleep disorder support group by visiting the website www.napsforlife.com. If you or someone you know has a sleep disorder and would like to share your story on Narcolepsy Navigators, please email us at narcolepsynavigators@gmail.com. You can also support us by donating at the website. Happy napping, everyone. Thank you for spending time here with us at Narcolepsy Navigators. I hope you learned something new. Please share the podcast with others. You can find us on all platforms. See you next time when we delve into another person's story.